Hello everyone, this is Nigerian Mindset. I'm Dr. Nana Aisha Akeze. It's a weekly program where I share my views on social awareness, motivational, business, and educational matter on YouTube. Welcome to the program. This week, I celebrated my birthday to the glory of God. I thank the Lord for His boundless love and grace upon my life and that of my family. It's not by our power that we are here. You know what that means. So we must always thank the Lord. Every day we wake up and see that we are still breathing. So we need to thank the Lord for that. Now, back to the program. In the last episode, we talked about followership in Nigeria and detailed some reasons why Nigerians need to reassess followership style. Because as individuals, if we do same thing over and again and expect different results, that is called insanity. The Nigerian masses need to send a clear message. Yes, send a clear message by changing the way they follow leaders. That mindset needs to change for Nigeria to move forward. In that episode also, we encourage big corporations and success-driven companies to diversify through strategic feed program and go into healthcare feeds in Nigeria in order to solve the societal problems in healthcare. We introduced a business model named LEVS, which some people call the star model of customer services. We need to know how to treat our customers when they come into our businesses. If you want to remain in business, you must treat your customer right. In today's episode, we shall continue with our series on how to start and sustain small businesses. We will detail the importance of third and fourth steps of the four-stage model of customer services because it's in stages. We shall also detail reasons why big corporations need and should go into healthcare field in Nigeria in order to reduce the number of people that go outside the country for treatment on a yearly basis. You need to listen to the whole program to see how much Nigerians spend outside on a yearly basis. And this is due to lack of good healthcare facilities in Nigeria. And it's also some of the reasons why unemployment in Nigeria is very high. Do you wonder how people get a job when they come abroad? That's because most of those people that are coming abroad and you hear they are working or vocational jobs or whatever, they are working in the healthcare field. So there are so many facilities here doing different things. It's not only doctors and nurses. There are so many facilities doing other things that people can get jobs. And that is the area I'm encouraging big corporations right now in Nigeria to look into. But first, here are my views. A viable and good healthcare system is vital to a nation's economy. Viable healthcare system in a country helps the citizens or population to have access to healthcare facilities in order to fight diseases and sicknesses as necessary. Investing in healthcare system not only saves lives, it is crucial to the nation's economy. Research revealed that ill-health decreases individuals' productivity, impede job prospects, adversely affect quality of life and human capital development. Of course, we will agree with that research that if somebody is sick, how can you go to work? How can you be productive? So research also revealed that Nigeria Yes, listen to this. Nigeria is rated 187 out of 190. Just imagine that. Nigeria is rated in healthcare management 187 out of 190. You can imagine. Of countries by World Health Organization for low quality healthcare system. That means we don't have healthcare system at all in Nigeria. If we are 187 out of 190, a research that is conducted by World Health Organization is rating Nigeria as 187 out of 190. That means we have no healthcare system at all in Nigeria. And this is the part of the issue which comprise of the poor trained medical staffs, whether it's in the hospitals or other health facilities in Nigeria. The medical staffs are very poorly trained. People go to the hospital to receive healing, they come back with even more sickness because of the attitude of some of the staffs there. The medical staffs are poorly paid, no trainings as it should, so there's no motivation, and that's why when you go to the hospital, they talk to you anyhow. Sit down there, you know. Further research revealed that on a yearly basis, listen to this, Nigerians spend about $1 billion. You heard me. It's not $1 million. $1 billion on medical expenses traveling abroad. That's how much Nigerians spend going abroad for treatment. And this results in a loss of about 3.7 million patient treatment to foreign hospitals from Nigeria. So that means about 3.7 million people travel abroad from Nigeria on a yearly basis for medical attention. Imagine that. Just imagine that. If Nigerians, if we have good healthcare facility in Nigeria, at least half of that money could be spent in Nigeria, and that will give more people jobs, and that will help the economy. Just think about that. Look at how much Nigerians are spending abroad on a yearly basis. Because here in abroad, if you have no insurance, even if you live here, and you have toothache, to extract one teeth out of your mouth, you can pay up to $750 in some doctor's office. Yes, $750 to remove one tooth if you're having issues with that, if you have no insurance. And that's about 217,000 naira Nigerian money. Just think about that. So healthcare business is a big business. Today, I call on big corporations in Nigeria to use their resources and match it with the current opportunities in the healthcare field. There's a businessman, you are looking for how to invest your money. This is a big area where you can invest your money into. Go into healthcare field. It's a big sector. Make healthcare field competitive, and you will make profit out of it. All Nigerians need is the availability of healthcare. They just want to find that there's a facility that is updated in Nigeria where they can receive medical treatment. In my view, the Nigerian healthcare system is far behind in development right now. We have no healthcare system. It's far behind to meet up the modern demand of healthcare management in a nation. There needs to be a good leadership strategy to move the Nigerian healthcare industry forward. The style that is operated right now in Nigeria is outdated, where the federal government and state government control big healthcare facilities. That may have been the reason for ineffectiveness in our healthcare facilities. You know what that means. Once it's for federal government or state government, people, can just do anything with the budgets. We all know that good health is central to human living. Good health is as important and is important contribution to economic progress, because when somebody is in good health, you can be sure that that person will be, at his best in whatever they are doing. But when somebody is sick, how can you contribute to your life, not to talk of to the country? A healthy population live longer and become more productive in their jobs. So investing in healthcare sector is not only desirable, it should be a priority for a nation. However, if big corporations in Nigeria can look inward by investing into healthcare feed through strategic feed program, it will go a long way in uplifting our healthcare system in Nigeria. We can all agree that the old saying of health is wealth is still the same as today. Yeah, it's the same. Health is wealth. Fellow Nigerians, listen to this. Research revealed that in 2017, healthcare spending in the United States amounted to 3.65 trillion. Yes, 65 trillion. 3.65 trillion out of 19.39 trillion of the total US GDP growth. Just think about that. Healthcare is a big business. And at the end of 2018, 16.2 million people worked in the healthcare sector. So it's a big business. And this is what the corporate leader should be looking into. Think about that and know the significance of healthcare services and the contribution to the economy. Corporate leaders in Nigeria, please note that investing into healthcare field is a great and worthwhile investment. Start looking into healthcare field. We need to diversify. There are other things you are doing already in Nigeria, but you know that Nigeria needs good healthcare facilities, including you, that big man. You know, every time you are thinking of you're feeling sick or your family, you are thinking of how to go outside Nigeria. But if you provide that facility in Nigeria, people will come to Nigeria for that. You don't need to go outside Nigeria for treatment. So what is strategic fit? Strategic fit reveals opportunity which an organization can match its resources and capabilities with external environment to accommodate the current demand of consumers. This is clear enough. Right now, big corporations in Nigeria can diversify to accommodate the current demand of healthcare market in Nigeria. So we need healthcare facilities with updated equipment. Nigerian leaders, healthcare business is a win-win situation. You have nothing to lose. If you have an updated facility, for instance, with trained physician, and that updated facility is somewhere far, say Ogwashuku or somewhere in Nigeria, even in my village, you know that people will come there. People will travel to come there. So it's a win-win situation. I get it. Electricity, yes. That is the reason why those who are able need to work with the local state government to provide electricity. You know, with electricity comes security. Yes, you can do it. Just think about that. How much $1 million can do in terms of electricity in Nigeria? Instead of using that $1 million to come abroad and buy one home and you continue to pay taxes, just spend that $1 million into investment of electricity, and you will see that security will come to that community. Again, my leaders, healthcare business is a big thriving industry all over the world. People want to be well. People visit doctors' offices, go to the hospitals, go to health facilities. To my knowledge, Nigerians are currently paying for healthcare services out of their pockets. Yes. So all they need is the availability of updated healthcare facilities. Nigerian corporate leaders, look inward. Stop looking into other businesses like oil and other. Healthcare business is a big one. Before you start becoming an oil person, if you are sick, you know that is no longer possible. So before thinking about that, think about the healthcare facility that you can open, and people will come, and you will be healthy and your family. The only reason I can think of that is not allowing those leaders or individuals who even have the money to go into healthcare field or think about it is classism. Classism is a big problem in Nigeria, and classism has truly put Nigeria as a nation in a bad spot. People want to be able to brag about going to abroad, for instance, for tooth extraction. Maybe I've told you how much it is to remove one teeth. 750 to 950 just to extract one teeth. And that's why some people order pizza, I hear, from UK. Hey, pizza. Can you imagine that? Ordering pizza. If you have that class, that you can even order pizza in the morning and it will be delivered in the afternoon, that means you have the power to actually provide electricity to your neighborhood. Then you don't need to order pizza. All you can do is to employ as many chefs as possible to make you pizza. People want to be able to say, oh yeah, I just came back from XYZ country or from whatever. And that's why they are not thinking about that they can actually do it in their own country. We can be better in Nigeria if the leaders we are looking up to are truly serving the purpose of statesmanship. It's not okay to celebrate leaders who, for instance, give out stipends in cash to people instead of improving the society with industries and setting up foundations. That's why I'm encouraging Nigerian masses to change the way they follow all these leaders, change the way you celebrate all these leaders. You need to set up foundations and charities that will help people get jobs. For me, giving out cash stipends to people, it might be okay, but that is just actually maintaining poverty 101. You are maintaining poverty 101 in their lives, because what people need is poverty alleviation. So what you can set up, instead of giving out that cash that you give every Friday or Monday or Tuesday, set up a foundation. That's how you alleviate poverty in people's life and in a society. Build industries, set up foundation. That way you need to set up a committee who will then evaluate situation of those people coming to line up in your gates. Trust me, there are so many people who are very, very intelligent, but situations have put them in that kind of status that they currently are. So if you set up a foundation and you have committee, those committee will help you, evaluate those people that are coming. Then they will see people who have talent among them. For instance, choose about 10 of them, empower those people, set up small businesses for them. And those people will have the opportunity to help others instead of coming to your house every time to line up and you give them here and there. It is better to teach people how to fish, and they will never forget you, because the tree will continue to grow stronger instead of dying. Here in the US, I have a talented lady who lives here in New Jersey, an engineering graduate. You know, when a lady go into those kind of courses, you can imagine the kind of mindset that lady has. That means it's a strong lady, intelligent lady, an engineering graduate who turned to a movie producer. De La Rose, that's the company name, De La Rose. She needs sponsors for her movie here in the US. She's asking for contributions, not to buy cosmetics or to go into surgery or to do cosmetic surgery. She's already beautiful. So she needs sponsors. She needs people to sponsor her project of $70,000. Yes, $70,000. Some people use that type of money for weekend outing. You will agree with me. Now, here is a talented lady asking for contribution. She has paid her price. She left Nigeria and since then she has been here doing her thing. Try to promote Nigeria affairs. This is how you empower people. It's not by giving small money here. You empower people like this type of lady now, De La Rose. Leaders of Nigeria, I'm asking that you empower this lady to be a producer here in the US. She wants to produce a movie that will move her initiative forward. One of you leaders can write her that check. She is intelligent, hardworking, creative, and able to put this, this script together. The synopsis of that script is powerful. Leaders of Nigeria, I ask that you help sponsor De La Rose movie. I will place a link here after the program so you can contact her. She's intelligent, hardworking, creative young lady. At the end of this program, I'll put a link here. Now, I trust you that you will do something for her. Empower this Nigerian lady. Now, talking about healthcare management in Nigeria. How can we explain that many people are forced to go outside Nigeria to places like India to seek medical attention and not trusting the medical system in Nigeria because of physicians in Nigeria lack updated equipment to use? Even at that, truly I commend the medical doctors, nurses, and everyone who is still in Nigeria working in the healthcare facilities. Nigerian leaders, we can do better. We can do better. The hospitals you are proud to visit in abroad, at least here in the US, I know of it, they are mostly funded by donors. Yes. Donors are the one funding the hospitals here in the US. And you can do same in Nigeria. You can facilitate that in your own home country. If you do not want to own a hospital facility, you can donate funds to the existing healthcare facility to get updated. Donate to colleges and universities, hospitals. Because here, a lot of people donate to the institutions, to the hospitals there. They donate a lot of money, $200 million, $500 million to fund institutions, the hospitals, for research and development. The best way leaders impact society with the billions they have is to open industries, create foundations and charities, which is NGOs. That's how you make impact. That's how you create impact. That's how you touch lives. That's better than giving out cash to people, even though that might be solving a little bit of problems here and there. But the best way to do it is this. If you are giving cash out, you are maintaining poverty 101 in Nigerian masses, and that is not encouraging. Why do you think the known billionaires in the world, the Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, and others, why do you think they are not having people line up in their mansions to receive dollars? Because that is just ludicrous. It's ludicrous. And that action of giving out people and allowing people to line up is nonsensical. You need to stop that. All you need to do is to empower people. Like this lady I'm telling you about here in the US, you can just give her that check. You can do it. Nigerians need to be engaged. So build or revitalize infrastructure that will provide employment. That's how you empower people. It's not by giving out cash. We cannot just be cool to say I go abroad for treatment. You know, update the facilities that we have in Nigeria. Nigerian business leaders, please invest in healthcare business. Look inward. There's a lot of business there in the healthcare field. There's a big business reward in healthcare field. Remember, if you own an ultra-modern hospital in Nigeria, people will come, regardless of where they are. All you need to do is to train your staff and pay them well. You need to treat your staff well, pay them well. That way they will be happy to do their jobs. Part of the reason some hospital staffs are rude to patients is because they are not well paid. We need to grow up in Nigeria. Today I call and encourage corporation leaders, home and abroad, to diversify through strategic fit program. Invest in healthcare field in Nigeria. We need a change of mindset. We cannot just be cool of saying I go abroad for my treatment, for this, for that. You can have it in Nigeria. We need to move forward, and we should move forward as a nation. Enough of this lackadaisical attitude that we are having in Nigeria, that World Health Organization is rating Nigeria 187 out of 190. What are we doing? And we have a lot of billionaires who come to abroad to donate money. We need to change that mindset. We need to move forward. That being said, many people often mix up the word joy and happiness. Joy and happiness. These are two separate words and represent different things in our lives. Although joy and happiness and wonderful feelings we often get, many individuals often mix up the words in their representations. Joy is more inherent than happiness. We need to know that. More significant and also more in it. With joy, happiness is a given. When you have peace and you have joy, happiness is a given. Now, how do we find joy in our lives? How do we find joy in our lives? The best way to find joy is to give yourself peace. We need to learn to give ourselves peace. If you need joy, if you want joy, you need to open up your heart, give yourself peace, and you will find joy. Joy comes into our lives when we open our heart and mind to receive it. You cannot say you need joy when you are so tight-hearted. My brothers and sisters, looking for joy is more beneficial than seeking happiness. Joy is not often tied with external circumstances, because that's what is tied to happiness. External circumstances, what is happening. You know, actually the way to give ourselves peace and have joy is not to think about what Mr. A is having or what Mr. B is having, or, because you don't know how far they have come. Next week we shall talk more about joy and happiness and how we can actually tap into those words to have better life for ourselves and our family. Now let's talk about the third and the fourth steps in our 4-stage model of customer services. The third stage of LEVS is known as verifying. In this stage, you will require good communication skills. When a customer comes into your business, you need to have good communication skills. Using effective communication will help you to acknowledge what you need to understand from your customer. For example, by verifying a statement after listening to customers' concerns. Like I told you, when I go into a store, even when I go to stores like Macy's and I want to buy a shoe, I always want to speak to someone. Even though I know what I'm there for, I still need to speak to someone, you know? I always want to know that. So many customers are like that. So you will listen to them and know how you can help them. Then you repeat the question that the customer is telling you. That's like you are verifying what the customer is saying. Oh, it sounds like you'll be using this product. For instance, if the person is buying a car for XYZ, so that means you'll be needing a lot of cargo space, or customers really just want to know that you understand them and you feel for them and you care for them. You can also ask customer questions. Is that right? You confirm what you just said to the customer. Is that, am I right with what I've just told you? So that way the customer will be at peace that you have their interests at heart. And the first stage, at this stage of LEFS model, is engaging. So you engage the customer. After learning customers' concern, I found a way to solve the problem. In this stage, you can now introduce other solutions to the conversation. Meaning, if I go to Macy's store and I want to buy a shoe and they have told me and showed me the shoes, and I'm good with that, or we are talking about that, and now we are familiar with each other, then the salesperson cannot tell me, oh, there are even better shoes, they are this, they are that. You can tell me how that shoe or that bag that I'm buying will serve me better. That's like engaging with the customer. The LEFS model of business, which is learning, we start from L, engaging is the E, verifying is the V, and S is the sharing. That model will help the business owner and staffs connect with their customers. Like I said, you need to learn how to connect with your customers. If you learn that model as a business owner, it will make it very easy for you to satisfy your customer when they come into your business area. Fellow Nigerians, just like any road which have corners, intersections, and crossroads in life, we all encounter all of the above that I mentioned and much more. But as individuals, we have choices, and we also have discretion to choose the ways we want to live our lives. I encourage leaders of Nigeria today to think about tomorrow. Think about tomorrow, because yesterday is gone. Today is breathing. So you can bring steady electricity supply. Don't forget that with electricity comes security. Once we have electricity in Nigeria, all this running abroad and buying so many mansions that you are not staying will reduce, because you have security and you have the comfort. So bring steady electricity supply to Nigeria and you will be celebrated for it. Empower people and give back to the society. Let it be known that at least you did your best. Thank you for joining me on the program today. Please join me next week for continuation of our discussion on this series and issues in Nigeria with tips and possible solutions. My website, as always, is standingbyyourdream.com. Please check out some of our peer-reviewed articles. You can check all this out from ResearchGate. They are right there and it's free. You can read it. Don't forget about my book, Growing Up African Girl Child in 8 Circle. This is Tell It All, and the second edition is almost ready. This is to show young girls that they can make it. Don't allow anyone to hinder you. The only person that can hinder you is you. So I encourage you to get this book. Another one is this, Strategies for Successful Small Business Ownership in Nigeria in an Unstable Economy. So you can get this. And this is talking more about the Nigerian economy. And thank you for joining me today on this program. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.